first impression about Carol? Well, I met Carol for the first time during my first interview at Square One, and all I remember is being extremely nervous for my interview, did not know what to expect. I actually forgot to look her up on LinkedIn to see who was interviewing me. But that day I remember her coming up to me. She gave me a very firm handshake, slightly painful, but firm. And we went to the back room, and that same day I decided to wear my new pumps. And we all know that Carol's a very fast walker. So here I am chasing her, running behind her to go to the back room. And all I'm thinking about is going to break an ankle on my interview. But we went to the back, we spoke, and then Carol started talking. And all I remember is sitting in front of her and listening to her, how passionate she was of Lenscrafters and her job, and you know what her expectations are in a store manager. And I didn't even have a chance to really speak or sell myself, to tell her my experience or anything like that. But all I remember is wanting to work for a company, wanting to work for someone like Carol. And here I am a year and a half later. And once again, that passion that you instill, Carol, I see it every single day during our conference calls, in our chats, in our emails. And you've made me a strong manager, and I thank you for that.
You shut it out, but I can't hear
What I learned from Carol that I'll always carry with me is to turn your struggle into your strength and to be the manager that you would love to work for. I've been through a lot with this company in the last 7 years, from being an eyewear consultant to having my own store, and at times having, you know, an underperforming team and a ton of executive visits. And I never could have done that if Carol didn't take me under her wing and you know, be my mentor and really just support me 100%, 150% along the way. She's just, you know, always had my back. And I think, you know, if I think of myself 7 years ago, I don't think that person could have ever imagined that this is where I'd be. And it really is thanks to Carol and her support, because, you know, I don't think I could have grown as a leader if, you know, she hadn't been there to support me and, you know, really make sure that I knew my opportunities before sometimes I even knew them, and to really just help me grow and develop. And so, you know, I really admire Carol as a mentor. There's no one else that I admire more. She's truly the best regional manager in this company. And, you know, I just admire her for her tenacity, her, you know, hard work. She's super smart. And, you know, at a time when I didn't know really what my future held, you know, she gave me a career with Lenscrafters. So I appreciate
it. My fondest memory of Carol, I think it's by far, it's going to be when we went to Jamaica on President's Club. Full gear, 6 a.m., got up to go find a gym, dodged the butler, went around, and I think went through the same door probably 5 or 6 times with the same doorman opening the door. Finally, we find a gym. For them to tell me, oh, you come back after 9 and maybe we'll be open. Try back then.
I'm criticized, but how I are, but it's ricochet.
Okay, my interview process was so interesting and kind of a long story to tell. But what I will tell you is this. 1, now that I know Carol, all of it makes sense. 2, she actually interviewed me when there were no open positions available, so that was very proactive of her. 3, she not only had me do not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 interviews. Then she had me do a recap of the interview process. I'm not joking. I actually had to go to Noelia's store and send Carol a recap of that. But what stood out to me the most was, during my many interviews with Carol, what stood out to me the most was her humor, her quick wit, her passion for the company, her passion to drive sales and drive results. And I thought to myself, I want to work for this woman. And luckily, she wanted me to work for her as well, because 2 weeks after, like fate, the position at Square One opened up, and it was Square One that I really, really wanted. And here I am today. So thank you, Carol, for guiding me through that entire process. Now that I know you, I realize how much you did for me to prepare me for panel. And you continue to do that for me every single day now. You help me guide and navigate through this world, and I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Criticized, but higher, but it's ricochet. Shoot me down.
What is one of the funniest things I have ever heard Nick say? Well, anyone who knows Nick knows that she's such a funny person. Like, she just makes everyone laugh. She's such a dry sense of humor, and it kind of really sticks it to you sometimes, you know? So my all-time favorite is when she says, I'm not trying to be funny. Usually it'll be followed by one of the funniest things that she could say. And I really think she means it. I don't think she's trying to be funny. The other thing that I really find hilarious is when she says, leave the thinking to me. Usually she says that when she thinks that we're saying something kind of ridiculous or maybe not so smart. And then that one would lead me to the third one. I am the brains of this operation. So I don't know, when she says that, it really just cracks me up. Pretty funny person, our boss.
I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose, far away.
Nick always reminds me of my strengths when I'm not doing well, and motivates you to succeed and do better. She's always available, gets back to you in seconds, and speaks to you on the same level. She is highly competitive and leads the best region with great leaders. She brings funnel and roasted nuts to the store visits and shares great recipes. And of course, she recommends the best Netflix shows that I really love. I'm really privileged to work for Nick, and looking forward to an amazing year again.
Three words to describe Carol would be fearless, tenacious, and ambitious.
Determined, dedicated, professional.
So 3 words that best describe Carol, in my opinion, would be devoted, ardent, and virtuous.
Carol in 3 words: passionate, inspiring, strong.
Okay, 3 words to describe Nick. She is tough, she is supportive, and she is candid.
To describe Carol, aka Nick, I would say passionate, determined, and timeless.
Driven, determined, tenacious.
I guess I'll try to stick to just 3 words to describe her. There's so many words that I could use to describe Carol. She's like a multi-layered onion. But if I were to just use 3 words at the top of my list, I would have to say that she's very passionate. I'm sure other SMMs have used this word to describe her, but it goes without saying that she's so very passionate about everything that she does. It must be the Italian in her. And then I would say that she's definitely so very encouraging and super supportive.
3 words that describe Carol: competitive, tenacious, but more than anything else, compassionate. Thank you for everything you do, Carol.
The best part about Carol that inspired me and that I feel describe her are the words that are with me till this date. That once on the call that she said, you could be anything in this world, but just don't be average or normal.
Carol is hardworking, fearless, and dependable.
I know that I'll get my double espresso and get a chance to enjoy some of those roasted almonds. But all joking aside, traveling with Carol is a different experience. It's a different vibe, a different type of energy. Walking into the store, you can feel that as soon as you walk in. I know that we're going to have a great visit as far as being developmental. There's going to be a lot of learnings, and we're going to address the opportunities that we see in the store and that the associates have. At the same time, there's going to be a lot of fun and joking and just making it a pleasant experience. The other piece is, I know that it's going to be a developmental piece for me, because I always get a piece of learning every time we travel together. So at the end of the month, when I have to make my schedule, I look forward to identifying the days that we travel together, because I know those are going to be great days. So those are some of the reasons why it's fun traveling with Carol.